Greetings from Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. We are translating you interesting beetles. And this is a channel about entomology and about insects. My name is Victor Fursov. I'm a research entomologist, beekeeper and teacher. And my channel devoted to nature, entomology and insects. So now you are watching interesting beetles. Interesting beetles which are flying around in the big city of Kyiv. And they're pretty invisible because they're relatively small. They're very fast. They're flying like plankton. So you cannot recognize them when they are flying because they're very fast. They have size about 5 millimeters. They are relatives to bean beetle, which you are familiar with. You know very well bean beetles which infest in beans. But this is not bean beetle. This is different species. This is invasive species. But with the same subfamily Bruchinae. And this is beetle belonging to seed beetles. Right, seed beetles were important seed feeders. They're feeding on different seeds. We're trying to make larger magnification. So you see beetles like boxes. Some of the beetles are very fat and very big. They're females and some are smaller. They're males. Females are restricted in space here in petri dish because today we have a zoo show with beetles from petri dish. Petri dish is new, so transparent, you can watch them easily. And these beetles are flying very well. So if I open them, the dish, they will escape very quickly. They are not actually pests, because they develop inside seeds of ornamental tree, which is growing everywhere. As ornamental tree, sometimes even like a weed in rural area. The name of this tree is Gleditzia. Host plant of these beetles are locust trees, beans of locust trees, seeds of locust trees. Gleditzia triacanthus, spots of Gleditzia triacanthus are very big. You can see tree with huge parts, with huge seeds. So you can say this is a Gleditzia with special name locust tree. There are several species of Gleditzia, but it doesn't matter. So the species can develop in different species of Gleditzia, and it's well developed, well adapted to hibernation, because this species originally from Asia, from Southeast Asia, but now is distributing very quickly throughout Europe as invasive species. Now it's already appeared about 10 years ago in Ukraine, southern areas, even in Kyiv, in eastern western areas. So through Ukraine is well spread and developing inside seeds of Gleditzia triacanthus, huge tree which is distributed everywhere around, sometimes as an ornamental tree in big cities. So you can be very familiar about Gleditzia because pods are developing during the summer season, then pods becoming brown color in autumn time, and during winter time all pods were still on tree, so it's usually naked tree but with huge number of brown colored pods. And surprisingly, inside these pods, these beetles were hibernating inside seeds. So that's why I found them surprisingly in winter time, when I found some pods with holes, and I recognized that these pods are infested by beetles. So I brought some of these pods to the laboratory, to my room, and from pods, from seeds inside pods, these funny beetles have emerged. They are widely spread in Europe, widely spread in Ukraine, so they are not developing inside, mostly in other seeds of trees. Only Gleditzia and another genus of Fabaceae can be infested. But in majority, this is oligophagous species, phytophagous developing in limited number of species of trees. So that's why it's not dangerous for some crops, not dangerous for agricultural beans. And the name of this species, Megabruchidius dorsalis, genus Megabruchidius, because usually Bruchinae are very small, many of Bruchinae are very small. Common bean beetle, Acanthosedidus abtectus, is usually 4 times smaller than this beetle, 3 or 4 times smaller, surprisingly. That's why this beetle is very fat and big. It can be called as a Megabruchidius, Megabruchidius dorsalis. There are 2 species. Second species is very close to Bruchidius dorsalis, but it's difficult to differentiate. It needs to use microscope to see for the structure of legs with some special horns on legs. So, in majority of the common species is Megabruchidius dorsalis, Bruchinae subfamily, which is belonging now to weevils, Curculanidae, on the genetical study. But Bruchinae are very specific. We're developing inside seeds, and we have very specific structure, morphological structures. And we are very funny. If you collect some seeds from Fabaceae family, from plants of the Fabaceae family, in many cases you can rear these species of beetles. And surprisingly, and not surprisingly, many of the beetles have some parasitoids which are developing inside eggs, inside larvae and pupa of these beetles. So if you collect some seeds, you can keep them in laboratory in closed petri dishes or in closed tubes. You obviously will rear some parasitoids from larvae and pupa of these beetles, which are hiding inside seeds. Here we have only beetles, adults. But if you can study larvae and eggs, you can obviously find in your local area egg parasitoids, and obviously find larval parasitoids from different families. Larval parasitoids belonging to family Eurythmidae, family Taurimidae, secondary parasitoid family Eupilmidae, and egg parasitoids are belonging to the family Trichogrammatida. So they are parasitoids of Bruchinae subfamily seed beetles. A lot of seed beetles are distributed in Africa, in Asia, in Africa, in South America, in Central America, like in Mexico as well, in some dry areas. Number of beans, number of natural wild species of Fabaceae family is very high, especially in dry areas. So they're obviously highly infested with some bean beetles of different genera. And these beetles, they have specific parasitoids in many species. Parasitoids are not have not been described yet. So they're in a process of recognition, finding, and description. So that's why we need to study these species. And these species especially need additional study because this is invasive species, which is distributed widely worldwide and spreading quickly from one area to another. So far, so good. Its name Megabruchidius Dorsalis, and this is important invasive species of seed beetles. Megabruchidius Dorsalis, seed beetle family Curculionidae, subfamily Bruchinae. Beetles are very active on sunshine, sunlight, so they can actively fly and escape quite quickly. That's why I keep them inside petri dish for the study and also for oviposition, because in closed cage beetles are laying eggs very quickly. They can be used for the study of eggs, for the study of egg parasitoids of beetles. So if you can collect some eggs of Bruchinae in your area, you can find them on pots of different plants. If you keep them in cages, petri dishes, and glass tubes, you can really interesting egg parasitoids of Bruchinae or just from seed beetles. So in this species can be undescribed species, unknown for the science. So if you can find some species, you can contact me for identification. It will be interesting to describe this new species from new area or distribution, a new area finding, or even some egg parasitoids can be described as a new species for science. Obviously, in many areas, many new species of small egg parasitoids which size just 0.5 millimeter, very small size like trichogramma. This egg parasitoids of genus Uscana, very small, 0.5 millimeter, and they can be described as a new species for science. So which country did you come from? Who is watching us can write the country of your locality where you are. I'm translating my video from laboratory, and unfortunately I cannot use for a short time my microscope because my electricity is switched off. That's why I use sunlight from the window. So I put my insects on the desk near the window, and I use Wi-Fi. Okay, nice. Very from USA, thank you for curiosity. Other viewers can write as well. It's fun to know who is watching us. Some species of egg parasitoids of Bruchinae beetles have been described from USA, but most species are obviously distributed in USA and unknown, because egg parasitoids of these beetles are very small. They have size 0.5 millimeters, and they are still undescribed, and they can be new for science, or new for area, new distribution place, obviously, because some species are widely distributed globally, from Asia to Europe, and from Europe till America. So also may have Nearctic distribution as well, not only Polarctic, not only Oriental distribution, but also Nearctic, including America and Europe, even some global distribution. So funny, interesting beetles. I'm very pleased to show them. We are crowding here around, and they are laying eggs on walls of this petri dish, or just another cage as well. Females are dropping eggs because this is their natural habit to put eggs, to glue eggs on pots, but if they have no pots, if they have no seeds to lay eggs, so they drop it just in case, because this is their instinct of over-positioning. So far so good. I'm pleased to show you these beetles in this translation, and don't forget to press like under this video. If you are visiting me first time, my channel devoted to insects, entomology, nature and science. I'm translating from Kyiv, Ukraine. Press like and write your comments. And don't forget, Ukraine is fighting for independence. Ukraine will win. Help Ukraine, support Ukraine, and stand with Ukraine. Thank you for watching. See you soon on my channel. Thank you for coming. It's very hot near the window, and my beetles are very quick, fast, and can be tired very quickly. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for your attention. Would like to see you soon again on my channel. To be continued very soon. New streams are coming.